Okay, hi everyone. Welcome or welcome back to Yasmin Collects. I hope you're having a fabulous day today whenever you're watching this. Today is a Sunday for me, so I've just been kind of getting a bunch of little tasks done, and I'm super excited for today's video because we are going to be installing an aftermarket radio, CD, MP3 player sound system into my 2007 Mazda 3. If you missed my last video on this car, the 2007 Mazda 3, just an overview video, and I just kind of talked about some of the features of the car. It's this beautiful cherry red color, and one complaint that I had of this vehicle is that the 6-disc CD player does not work. I tried to troubleshoot it. If you want to watch that, you are more than welcome to check that out, but pretty much I don't think I'm getting that thing fixed, and based off of my research on Mazda 3s, it seems like the CD player is a continuous issue, so I decided instead, let's just go with something aftermarket. I didn't actually plan on purchasing something this soon, I will tell you. I made a trip to Best Buy, which I feel, and this is not sponsored, by the way. No one's paying me to say this. I don't think I've ever actually verbally said it on my channel. I've put it on my community tab before, but I do not take sponsorships on this channel. I have no intention to take any sponsorships. It's just not my style. I'm not good at following directions, and when someone tells me to do something, immediately I'm like, okay, won't be doing that. So I can't read off of a script. So this isn't sponsored. It's just me kind of sharing my thoughts on Best Buy. I freaking love Best Buy, okay? I get a lot of stuff there. My camera that I record on, my Sony ZV-1, was a Best Buy purchase, and I got it in open box condition for a significant discount. I'm a huge fan of their open box system. All of the open box stuff I've gotten has been in fabulous condition. So I purchased, let me just remove my personal information here. I purchased the Sony ECM-LV1. This is a lavalier. We all know that I mispronounce things on this channel. Lavalier microphone, whatever. The microphone that gets attached to your body instead of being physically attached to a camera. And I did that because my audio has been super bad lately and all screwed up. And I was like, we need to do something about this. We need to fix it. So I hope you guys are enjoying this improved audio quality. But anyways, you know, I can't go into a Best Buy and just pick up something and leave. I have to bebop around and see what they have to offer. And I ended up checking out their car radio, car stereo section, and lo and behold, I came across this JVC KD-T720BT. Lots of words, lots of numbers. This is a JVC sound system, and something that made me really excited about it was, one, it was marked down, and two, it actually has a CD player in it, which I so desperately want. I need a CD player in my car. All of my CDs in my collection literally just kind of sit here sad because I don't really listen to music in the house. If I do, I probably have my headphones on and I'm like doing it off the computer or something like that. So my CDs are not going to get love if they're not being used in the car. I'm going to give you guys an overview of all of this in a second. We're going to do an unboxing, but here is what it looks like on the front. And I was able to get this for $88, which I thought was a pretty good deal. I went straight to Amazon when I originally was looking for a aftermarket radio, and all of the ones that were popping up were just those no-name brand touchscreen ones. And I've seen these in a lot of cars that when I was looking to buy a car, because I recently purchased this car, I was looking and I saw a couple like Corollas from like the 90s that had these aftermarket radios in them, and one, they look so freaking ugly and unnatural. It does not match with the aesthetic of the car at all. And two, I just like, it's a downgrade in my mind. Like, I know it's going to fail on me, and they're about $100, $130, which is about as cheap as you could get. And I just wasn't vibing with that. I don't want that. And none of them had CD players either. It was all touchscreen Bluetooth connection, which is pretty much useless to me because I use my aux cord MP3 player or my flip phone. The only time Bluetooth would be happening is if my partner was in the car or if one of my friends was hanging out with me. And also, it was really cool to get a JVC product actually organically, not something that I thrifted, not something that's super old, something that's new and in a box is really, really cool to me as well. JVC is a great brand, especially for audio. And yeah, so I will say this was an impulse purchase, $88 I was very excited about. So I didn't do any research to see if this is going to fit in the car, if it's going to look right, if we're going to be able to do it. I have no clue. So this could end in disaster and or a return, which I'm going to make sure I keep the box in really nice condition so they can sell it open box again, and then maybe some other excited person will be able to get it for an even cheaper price, since it was already marked down from, I don't think I told you, it was marked down from, I think like $120, $130, 88 bucks. You know, I'm not mad at that. That's a great price. So yeah, let's do a little unboxing. I also already pulled out the stereo from my Mazda. It's hot as heck today. It's 90 degrees out. So the last thing I want to do is be sitting there sweating. So I'm sorry I didn't show me taking the radio out, but there's a ton of videos on YouTube that will probably explain it better than I can anyway. So yeah, let's take a look at this aftermarket radio. All right, so here is the box. It's kind of seen better days. The JVC logo is a little ripped off here, but you can kind of see what the unit looks like. Here is a better picture, and I'm really excited. I hope this works out for me because this is really cool. So it has Alexa built in. Again, a lot of this stuff doesn't really matter to me because I don't have a smartphone, so it's like, okay, it's fun to have, I guess, for other people in the car, but it doesn't really work for me. We have Bluetooth connection, which is great. K2 technology. We talked about K2 technology in my JVC DVD video, which was a really long time ago, and actually don't look at how dusty it is because I was just working on a Sony Vaio right underneath, but we literally have a JVC DVD player here from 1999, and it also has K2 technology. There's that same little logo. Is that not so crazy? They have been doing this for a while. They call it K2 interface here, but I think now the name for it is K2 technology. I went over that in the DVD player video, so I'm not gonna repeat myself here. You can also check that out if you're interested. We also have this remote control app. At first I literally thought this was a physical remote and I just got excited, but it's literally just your smartphone, which again, not helpful for me. And we also have a USB charger, which is great. I already have like quite a few chargers in the car, and it does have an aux input as well. I already have that in my car again as well, but it's always nice to have another one. So yeah, let's just pull this box open. I already unboxed it a little bit, so the unit is here, still in its little plastic. We also have some paperwork just to go through. Quick start to our valued customer. JVC is here to help, so that's also lovely. It did also come with this like antenna thingy. I think this is the same kind of situation as the Sirius XM plug-in adapter thing that the car had when I purchased it, which I brutalized and removed because I was like, get this out of my face. So we're not really gonna need to worry about that too much. It also still has the plastic on it. Do a little, oh yes, little satisfying reveal. And isn't she cute? I really like this design. I feel like it still looks kind of old school, you know, like it doesn't look so modern that it's like clearly doesn't belong in a 2007, which is really what I was looking for. And it's nice and simple as well. So you have like your volume here, the USB port is right there, aux cord, and then I have to explore some of this. This looks like a phone answering, and then of course we have the CD player right here, very tiny, teeny tiny at the top. But that is kind of an overview of the unit. I think I need to adjust the focus on my camera a little bit. I have just been having all of the no pun intended, I've been having all of the tech issues lately. But yeah, this is an overview, so I'm gonna see how this is gonna fit in the Mazda 3 console that's the OEM one, and hopefully we don't end up disappointed. Here is the OEM Mazda 3 system. We have some things to remove, but we've got this little screen up here that just displays what setting it's on, and then we have these cute little red details and stuff. Just as a side note, although I am replacing this, I do want to be very clear that I am not selling or discarding this OEM part. I recently sold my other car. I used to drive a Toyota, and I think that one of the big selling points, because I did sell that car with issues, minor issues. It was overheating, which I guess isn't that minor, but the people I sold it to didn't seem to mind that much about it. It was a like business. It wasn't like a private sale or anything, because I truly could not handle dealing with the public with that kind of stuff. But they gave me an offer I was very happy with, and I think part of that is that everything was OEM and not aftermarket and all of that kind of stuff. So if for some reason down the line I wanted to sell this car, I want to make sure that I don't, because personally for me, like when I was looking for cars, it was a big turnoff to see that the original stuff wasn't in there. Even with like a car from the 90s, I would prefer to, because I'm just hands-on in that way, I guess, I would prefer to say, okay, well, if it's broken, I don't care. Let me look at it. Let me use it. Figure it out myself. And then if it's still broken, then fine, I accept defeat. But I don't know. I like to know that it wasn't just like ripped out. Also, one other thing I didn't mention as to why I'm doing this is that when the car starts up, and you can hear it in my old video, or other video, when the car starts up, first thing you hear is the 6-disc changer like grinding up against itself. So it's like clacky, and every time the car starts up, it like totally kills the vibe of like, oh heck yeah, we're starting up the car, let's go for a drive. And then all you hear is this irritating sound, this irritating, grating noise. So that's another reason why I'm doing this. Again, I truly, like, I might have to look at some YouTube videos and see how this works, because I mean, I don't know. It looks like it'll be fine, but you know. Okay, so here is the shell of the system. So we've got the cable in here to plug up this display, which I definitely want the display to stay. I don't want the display to go away. This box here is the actual stereo. Now I will say this one is definitely thicker than the one that I purchased. So that could be problematic in the sense that we might have some negative space, but also I feel like if I can get the new one attached to this one, then we should be fine. Because I already checked if, I already checked to see that the inputs on the back will fit, and they look to be the same. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. We've got, let me compare them here real quick. We've got, only thing is this big one right here. I think I'm gonna have to do some quick YouTubing, see what I've done here. Maybe I got a little bit too eager with my purchase. All right, so it's been about 30 minutes of Googling and YouTube tutorial watching, and I am pretty sure that I understand what I need to do. So I need an adapter. Oh, I just looked up what the name of these adapters are. Harness, a wiring harness. The particular one that I need is the Metro Electronics. It is the 70-7903 harness. I have not been able to find it in stores anywhere except for O'Reilly Auto Parts. Amazon can get it to me in 2 days and it's only $8, but O'Reilly can get it to me today, which I it's my own fault for impulsively doing this project, but I did kind of want this done today. However, at O'Reilly's, it's $28. So I'm going to walk my butt in there and kindly ask if they can price match. If not, then I guess that's the price I pay for being overly excited to do this. How many wires are on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I also need to get some crimp caps, because what I'm going to do, instead of soldering this wire together, because what's going to have to happen is, so what I said in the beginning was wrong. This cable here is how it plugs into the radio. The harness is what plugs the radio into the car. All of these wires have to be connected here, and I don't want to solder. I don't know how to solder. No, we're not doing that. So we are going to crimp cap them so they are all together, and hopefully that will be the solution to our problems. I have to go to 2 different stores because of course the crimp caps are at another auto parts store. So yeah, fingers crossed that O'Reilly's price matches me. If not, I guess I'm out an extra $20 and we will get to crimping and capping once I have all the parts here. All right, so what I have for you today, we have the original cable that the stereo came with. We now also have this adapter here. For some reason, the name of it is slipping my mind. It's a hook. Oh, I can't remember. It starts with an H. I'll put it up on the screen. But we've got all these fun little wires, which luckily for me have come pre-stripped. So I'm pretty sure I just have to pull, I just have to pull this off so we get the actual wired connection. And what we're going to do is connect this adapter to this plug right here. I'm not going to be soldering like I mentioned earlier. It's just not something I want to do. Also, I don't have the tools. I don't got time for that. More excuses. You can choose whichever one you like the best. We also have our caps here. Okay, I think I've got this figured out. So I just stripped my first wire ever in my life. I think I did it a little bit too long, but I just wanted to be on the safe side. So this part right here is where you do the stripping. Down here, this is how you cut the wire. I don't think this top part is a crimper, but we're going to make do and see if it works, which is kind of anxiety inducing because I have exactly 12 wires. I think I need all of them, and I only have 12 of these caps, so can't mess it up, which is a little bit stressful, but I think it should be fine. You put the wire in the appropriate size. You twist it a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I'm putting it in the wrong size, but then this one's like kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to. It wasn't as smooth. I'm definitely not an electrician. It wasn't a smooth crimping, or not crimping, smooth stripping. I will tell you that. It took me like forever. So I'm going to do this off camera. I'm not an electrician, so I wanted to do like a quick demo, and there's my mic cable right here in the way. And once I get all these done, we can move on to capping them and bridging the connections so they become one thing. All right, party people, we are back. It is the next day, so no, I did not get to finish this project in one day, but as we can see in this video, I suffer from a condition called blind ambition, and I usually will stop at nothing to get a project done, but I genuinely hit a wall and just had to wait. So first of all, we have the proper tool for crimping. I did, and I did this off camera. Here's one of the wire sets here. Let me pull this out of the way. I'm also trying to deal with not getting this mic cable in the way, but honestly, there's so many cables anyways that I'm just going to let it dangle, and hopefully you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I'll zoom in a bit so it's not as distracting. But here's one of the wires here that needs to be connected, and I tried to crimp it yesterday with this tool that is most definitely just a stripper and a okay, wait, that was already like that. That was already like that. Okay. This is just a stripper and a cutter. This is not a crimper. This is just to get a good grip on it. So let me close that up. So this was not the tool that I needed. So I needed to get another tool. This is a big boy crimper. He's pretty heavy. And this is the crimping tool right here. So I've never used anything like this before, similar to that other one. Okay, there we go. So you just pop it open and you just push right down. So we're gonna do that. This was a cap that I used, and it's having a hard time. There we go. It just couldn't crimp tight enough. Also, I think these are too big for these teeny tiny little wires. So a couple roadblocks, but we're here now and we have all the tools. So I have the crimper, and I also have a bunch of different caps so we can pick sizes. I didn't mention this earlier, but just so you know, I doubt that anyone is actually using this video as an installation guide, because, you know, I'm just kind of a random girl on the internet messing around, but there are color-coded items here. Is this backwards? Because the camera, possibly. There we go. There are color-coded items here. So, for example, the red cable is the ignition cable, and I checked to make sure that the harness here matches. So it says right here, red is ignition. So this one was designed for the Mazda 3, so I don't really have to worry about it. Like, all the colors match up, but if you are for some reason using this as a tutorial, you need to make sure that the wires match up, because if you don't, you're going to run into problems and it's not going to be a good time. Also, a little piece of this wire broke off at some point, which is a little bit concerning. Let think it was this yellow one here. I don't know. I don't really like that this whole thing is flailing about. I think in hindsight, because they're getting caught on the carpet. In hindsight, I should have done this on the flat surface, and I also should have done it, like, I should have stripped them one at a time instead of doing them all at once. But, you know, now I know for next time. I'm not going to show you right now because I want to get this done, but I also did have to purchase, and not an OEM, but a car radio installer plastic unit for the Mazda3, so we can actually like fill up the big gap that's going to be left with such a small radio. So, okay, I think that's all the updates I wanted to give you. All right, we've got a nice flat surface to work with now, so hopefully this camera, this microphone wire is driving me nuts. But we've got a flat surface to work on now, so I'm hoping that we don't have issues with these little wires breaking off. It shouldn't be a problem, but you know, it's obviously not ideal, not what I want. So let's start with this one here. I already did one part of the capping process, which is rotating the wires on top of each other. So kind of like twisting them together so they form a solid connection. I'm gonna take a peek at some of these caps here. Plastic sticking on me. Let's see if this one works or if it's a little bit too small. Oh, I think that'll be perfect. Yeah, we needed teeny tiny caps. So I've got that in there, and then I'm gonna take the crimper. I'm not like the strongest person either. Like, I don't have a lot of arm strength, so I think that's part of the problem too. But let's see, what size should this be? Hopefully this isn't too big. Oh, I'm gonna go crazy if this is too big. Okay, crimped it. Oh, yes, it's stuck. Oh my gosh, fabulous. All right, I'm gonna crimp it one more time just to make sure. Amazing. All right, cool, beautiful. Okay, well, this is what I have to do for the rest of the wires, so I'll do another one with y'all, and then I'll probably speed up the process a little bit so we're not just sitting here staring at the wall. We want them to connect nicely, so let's do this purple one next. We want the plain purple one, not the purple and black, so this one right here. So I'm gonna remove the plastic on this purple one. I stripped these ones a little bit too much, I think. The plug wires, like, you see how this one's a little bit longer than the other one. Ideally, I wouldn't have done that, but it's too late now, mama. Too late now to fix it, so I'm just gonna rotate these. Oh, I'm so happy I got rid of my nails. It was just like, it got to a point where it's like, all right, do I care about drag or do I care about being able to repair stuff and do my daily life? So I'm going back to press-ons. I'm not saying I won't ever have nails again. I definitely will, but when I'm not working in drag, it's so nice to just be like not completely impeded by that. So we've got the wires like that. Here's our crimper. Boom shakalaka. I'm gonna do one more for good measure. Let me tell you, the crimp tool really matters. You do not want to skimp out on like this, or even I tried pliers. These are like the worst dollar store pliers that any human could ever buy. So you don't want to do that, because it is just like, it's not worth the struggle. Just get the right tools. I'm telling that to myself from yesterday. I was just so eager, you know, I wanted it done, so can't be too mad at myself. Okay, so we have everything capped on here. It looks a little crazy, but here are all of the wires put together. So this is the harness, this is the plug into the radio. This is the mechanism here, so I'm gonna have like an extra storage space, which is actually pretty cool, because I do feel like the OEM radio is a little bit bulky. Like, I would rather have a place to put my phone than, I don't know, the other buttons, but I still think the OEM radio is really cute. But yeah, so we have this, and it has like a little paneling here. The radio also came with a paneling, but it's not going to fit, so I took that off already. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I was like 20 bucks on Amazon, which is also why I had to wait a day to get this delivered. This is literally the only option, like I said. So let's go down to the car and put this bad boy together, which is going to be really awkward because I don't really want my neighbors to hear me or see me filming in my car. If you're a regular on this channel, you know that I hate it, but unfortunately that's what's gonna have to happen. All right, it's a tight fit in here and it's kind of dark. It's raining outside, so this is the best we're gonna get, but let's do this thing. So before I actually plug in the radio with my Franken cable here, I want to see what this is gonna look like. I'm hoping it fits. I saw other pictures online of other people's Mazdas and it seemed okay. So we've got this bracket here, which I think fits right in here where the display screen used to be, which I know I mentioned earlier in the video that I wanted to keep that. All of that was a nice dream that I had, but that's not, that is not what's going to happen here. We have all these different plugs. I also have my Kenny G CD just sitting here exposed. Let me put that up there. Okay, so we got to attach these display brackets onto here. I think these are the display brackets. These little guys right here. There we go. Display brackets. So it is, so those screws are already removed. Did I bring a screwdriver with me? Oh, I'm gonna go crazy if I didn't. Oh, see, this is why you always keep a screwdriver in the car. I don't think this is the right one though. Oh, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my good Lord. That just came flying down and scared the bejesus out of me. Sweet Lord. Oh, I have a, oh, that's a pen. I thought I had a Phillips head in here. I might have to go upstairs and get one. It's annoying. Oh, and you know what? I do have to go upstairs because I need to use the OEM screws, I think. Well, actually, maybe not. Let me see here. I've been sitting here like a numbskull for the last 20 minutes trying to figure out how to get this little bolt into this harness, and I think the ones that they provided, obviously not OEM, are too short. Like, there's no other explanation, so I'm grabbing these instead, the OEM ones that actually seem to bolt in a little bit, because I was literally like, what the heck is going on? Because I forgot when I went up to grab the bolts. I didn't update you guys. I went up to get the OEM bolts, but I didn't keep track of what is what, so I was like, yeah, these are it, and then I tried to put the bracket in. I don't know, it's not worth explaining. Just the usual sentiment here of, I'm sure you guys can relate, I love doing my own repairs and like my own things, but it is like low-key maddening. Low-key just kind of makes you a little bit insane. I think you have to be a little bit insane to be into doing this stuff, honestly. So that's one bracket. Now we've got another one. It took me forever to figure out how this needs to go too, but these are in here to support the radio so your stuff doesn't go flying out when you're driving too fast or hit the brakes a little bit too hard. Whoever wrote these instructions needs to try again. I actually took a course on technical writing when I was in college because I thought I was going to work in STEM, and then that didn't happen. I remember taking a technical writing course, and I did classes with mostly all men, of course, and I remember they were all so irritated. They were like, this is such a dumb class and I don't understand the point of it. Meanwhile, I was sitting there like, this class is literally how to explain things to people, and none of you are good at it. So that's how I feel right now about this. This doesn't seem right. Something about this is wrong. Maybe I'm just dumb. D, display replacement pocket. I'm befuddled. This display bracket is really what's getting me. Like, I don't understand that part. Just want this to be done, quite frankly. I'm tired. It's getting hot in here. That song is stuck in my head right now. Why? I couldn't tell you. All right, this one kind of moves around a little bit more. I don't really know what's going on with that. Okay, let's just see what that does. And then this is the display bracket replacement. Let's see. Does it matter which way it goes in? Doesn't seem to. So like pushes up under here, I think, and then these little... Whew, that is some lightning. I love working with aftermarket parts. It's so fun. Okay, I'm assuming that this looks a lot better on camera than it might in person. It's a little bit janky, and I'm so sorry that I didn't film this part, but trust me, you would not have wanted to watch what I went through. I would just like to extend a personal munch me to whoever manufactured this top part. I just want to know that you to know that your time is coming, because I have never been so infuriated with something literally ever in my life. I have never been so befuddled by a piece of equipment ever in my life. I've got the radio in, and yes, I did check to make sure that the radio worked before I did all this, just so you know. I did not go through all of this torture just for the radio not to work. So it works. CD player, aux, all that works. I'm just trying to get this godforsaken thing in here. Honestly, I don't even care. If that's as secure as we can get it, let me just see what it looks like with the thingy back on it. Like, honestly, I don't even care. I just want it put together. That's what I want. I do not, it's fine. Like, honestly, I just, well, actually, let me screw in the housing first. Let me not be dumb. I have to say, out of all of the videos that I've ever made on Yasmin Collects, I really think this is the most frustrated I've ever been by any task. This was a much bigger task than I thought it would be. When I was editing the video yesterday, actually, the intro, and I was like, wow, I sound so wide-eyed and hopeful. Like, and I had only gotten a little bit through the process. Like, I hadn't even gotten to this point. I was just like observing, and I was like, man, I sound so excited in this video. Little do I know, like, I honestly thought, and you know, this is me just being ignorant, but I honestly thought that I was gonna pick up this radio and just throw it in there. Like, I did not know I'd be wiring things. But you know, I'm not a quitter. I couldn't return it. It was too good of a deal. So, you know, I've got mad respect for people that, do installations for this kind of stuff. If this is your job, if you have to do this, and you know what, if you pay for someone to do this, you should appreciate them, because this is infuriating work. And I can only imagine that once your models start to change, like, and this car honestly isn't that hard to work on. I've done quite a few things with this car at this point. It's not that hard to work on, but I can imagine if you're getting into like sport cars and like different models that way. Come on. I can imagine that you really start to get into some frustrating work. So this little piece is really, I'll tell you what, it's getting to me. It is getting to me. Let me flip it over again. Could I just, I didn't think about this. Hold up. We're not done here. No, we are not done here. You know what? Why am I doing this? Where? I think the OEM piece is still in here. Really? Oh, thank you, God. I do not want to go back upstairs. Will this just fit right in here? Oh, I just screwed this in. Oh my God. I love retro tech. I love retro tech. I love retro tech. I have legitimately never felt more bested by any other piece of technology in my life. This was truly one of the toughest projects I've ever underwent. I had no idea what I was getting into when I did this, but as you can see, after an undisclosed amount of time of struggle and suffer, not only do we have our JVC player installed, but we also have the OEM LED screen. We can't get anything but the temperature, but I never set the clock anyways, and the temperature is really, truly the only thing that I look at when I'm driving this car. So we did it. I cannot believe we did. Honestly, like, this really got me. I was starting to doubt my abilities for a little bit here, so I am just like so proud that I did this. This is so cool and exciting. We've got like a little thing here to hold. Like I said, I can put my flip right here or my MP3 player. So the last thing to do here is to show you guys the sound quality. Now I will say the wheel controls do not work anymore, which is definitely a bummer. Of course, I think like the cruise control and stuff still works. And then also I have an aux cord in my glove compartment that's probably not going to work anymore either. But honestly, I just don't care. I wanted a CD player, and you know what? I got a CD player, and that is what Yasmin set out to do. There's definitely a time where I could see myself going back in here and maybe like looking at the cables and seeing if there's something wrong. But really, I am at my wit's end with this project, and I'm just so happy that it's over. And I'm very excited to demo the sound with you all so we can close out this video. But before I actually do that on camera, I think I'm going to listen to some Kenny G and just sit here pondering my entire life, because this was absolutely insane. I have no idea how this mic is going to pick up on this, so hopefully it's okay. We're going to start with the CD, and I literally kept this in the car because I knew that we were going to get to a point where I would actually be able to play this. The Rags Kid Club Band, this CD player and this whole unit in general gets a lot louder than the OEM one, which I was not anticipating. So I am really nervous playing this in my parking area because, like, I'm very shy. I've mentioned this before throughout this video. I could never be that person that like makes content outside, because I literally freak out in shame. I'm like, don't look at me, I'm just a nerd on the internet. But let's do it. Pop a disc in.
Everybody, let's go, kids. Clap your hands. Louder, louder, louder. Okay, okay. Let's go sing along, everybody.
R-A-G-G-S, R-A-G-G-S. He's top dog, he's the best. R-A-G-G-S, R-A-G-G-S, R-A-G-G-S. He's top dog, he's the best. R-A-G-G-S.
He's true blue, clever too. Rags is a kid's best friend.
Chubby, chubby, you're the one. You make learning so much fun. Run and jump, set us free. Chubby gives us TNT, T and T, T and T. Chubby gives
Let's go.
us T, T and
Let me tell you about a club I know. Down the street about a block or so. It's in the backyard by the jungle gym. Learn the handshake and come on in.
I will say the button to eject the CD is like microscopic. It is this teeny tiny little button, so that's kind of a bummer. And also, this is like, you can't really see because it's dark and very aesthetic, and I love this blue light. I do kind of wish it could change colors and match up with the rest of the vehicle, but it's totally fine. It's not completely placed in correct. Like, it's in there, I think, but I do get worried. I'm just beeping this to push it in. I do get worried that this is gonna like slide a little bit, but also if that does happen, I'm able to, you know, pull it back out. Although getting this back in the way it is now, I can't explain to you how hard this was. Like, keeping this OEM screen like this, it was horrible. I had to put it in like 40 times, so it's gonna have to be a dire situation for me to actually want to pull this back out again. I don't see it happening anytime soon. Now, one other thing that is a little bit of a pain is that, like I mentioned, my aux cord that used to be in my glove compartment no longer functions. The actual, like, it's all mechanically sound. It just doesn't, it's not connected anymore. So now there's an aux cord function right here in this tiny little place. So now I have to stick it here, which is kind of irritating. Like, it's just not cute. You know, it's not aesthetically pleasing, but there is a place for me to kind of just like slide it in now. Like, this is my MP3 player. I also use my flip. They both have music on them. So what we're gonna do is do some tests on the MP3 player. Well, actually maybe not, because, oh, okay. I forgot to turn it off. So the batteries, yeah, we are running on empty. So let me see if I can find a song that won't get copyright striked. Do I even have something that won't get copyright striked? Probably not. Let's try Webinar. I don't know if it'll get copyright. I think this is an independent artist. I'll make sure I link the artist in the description box. This is a Webinar. This is a really cool get docs.
Arguing this, quote, TikTok provides the Chinese government the means to undermine U.S. national security in two ways: data collection and covert content manipulation.
This comes as TikTok continues to fight a law that forces the app to separate from its Chinese-owned parent company, Byte.
All right, and that is the JVC KD-T720BT. That was some tiny little writing that I was trying to look at right over there. That is the radio installed in the car. It is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I did it all myself with my bare hands, and it was really, really fun. So if you like this video, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel, Yasmin Collects. We do all kinds of retro techie stuff on this channel, and also obviously we do some car stuff as well. Pretty much anything that I'm interested in. I talk about toys sometimes too. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like I always crap out towards the end when we start to do the fun part, which is demoing and all that stuff. So if you want to see more of this radio, let me know. I can do a more in-depth demo. And yeah, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment and I will see you in my next one. Bye.